Hello, this is Juste Belmont, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. Beginning with the PSP release of Symphony of the Night as a hidden game within Dracula X Chronicles, Dracula was voiced by Patrick Seitz, better known as the voice of Scorpion in more recent Mortal Kombat games. Michael Dorn, known for his role as Worf in Star Trek The Next Generation, also played a role in the Castlevania fan film known as Castlevania Hymn of Blood. Lesser demons in Castlevania were originally meant to be called Balrogs after the monsters from Lord of the Rings, but were named lesser demons instead due to copyright issues with the Tolkien family. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more.
Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. While you are waiting for Season 2 of Castlevania Nocturne, did you know that there was a Castlevania fan film? It's called Castlevania Hymn of Blood, and it's on YouTube. The link is provided in the description. While Castlevania 64 was initially considered canon, it was later retconned for possible contradiction of the century without Belmonts. While Hermina Alucard was introduced in Castlevania Grimoire of Souls, the abrupt ending of the game due to cancellation leaves many unanswered questions concerning her identity. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. The name Shanoa means the grace of God, referring to her role in Order of Ecclesia, as both a hero and a designated sacrifice. You cannot trust appearances in Castlevania, as Dracula and his minions have proven willing to use all sorts of disguises. Dracula's right hand impersonates priests. While Castlevania Legends is not canon, Alucard can wear his outfit from Legends in Grimoire of Souls. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. While it's mentioned about how a love interest is in danger in Castlevania games, it's more likely to be your own child or sibling whom you must try and rescue. The reasons for food, such as meat or sweet cakes in the case of Maria Renard, being embedded within the walls of Dracula's castle, has not been explained, and thus remains a mystery. Patrick Stewart and Malcolm McDowell both starred in the film Star Trek Generations, and both would voice the Grim Reaper in Castlevania. Patrick Stewart in Lords of Shadow, and Malcolm McDowell in the final season of the animated Castlevania series on Netflix. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. The Ring of Varda is an item in Castlevania games inspired by Lord of the Rings. Varda in Lord of the Rings is the Queen of the Stars, and among the beings who created the world, known as the Valar. The earliest spoken voice of the Grim Reaper in Castlevania games occurred in Symphony of the Night, with Dennis Fault voicing the iconic right hand of Count Dracula. Alucard's return in Castlevania Nocturne was foreshadowed by his voice being in the teaser trailer, along with his voice actor from the first Netflix series, James Callis, being listed on IMDb. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. Outside of Simon Belmont in the Castlevania games, there was another Simon Belmont in a spin-off book who was a movie actor starring in movies about Dracula, only to have the real monsters disrupt the filming of the movie he was starring in. Castlevania Legends was the final Castlevania for the original Nintendo Game Boy handheld console, released 25 years later in 2023 in the Nintendo Switch Online Store. While Super Smash Bros. Ultimate featured Simon Belmont, it was not the first time Simon Belmont appeared in a fighting game. He had previously appeared in the non-Castlevania games of Battle Trist and Dream Mix TV World Fighters. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Shanoa, and here are 3 Castlevania facts you probably didn't know. Shanoa is a hidden, unlockable character in her sole fighting game appearance, Castlevania Judgment. While members of the Belmont clan are shown carrying swords, Reinhard Schneider from Castlevania 64 and Legacy of Darkness actually can wield a sword in-game. Maria Renard is a hidden, unlockable character in Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin for the Nintendo DS. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more.
Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. In Castlevania 64, when playing as Carrie, you don't need to remain in place to attack. You can move from your position after casting a spell, allowing for evasion of enemy attacks. Cornell appears outside of Legacy of Darkness as a playable character in Castlevania Judgment, and is reimagined as a villain in Lords of Shadow. In Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness, the game was broken in development, as Cornell makes no difference in his stats between his human and wolf forms. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. Castlevania Bloodlines can be purchased on the Nintendo Switch Store by purchasing the Sega Genesis emulator, which grants you the option of playing Castlevania Bloodlines along with numerous other Sega Genesis games. In Castlevania Legends, the inspiration being taken from Vampire Hunter D couldn't be more blatant. Take a look at how Vampire Hunter D and Alucard in this game appear. In Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles, both the original Rondo of Blood as well as Symphony of the Night can be unlocked and played within the PSP game. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. The first Castlevania game, where you got to play as Dracula, was not the Lords of Shadow games, but Kid Dracula, a parody of the original Castlevania games in which Dracula is the hero. While the Vampire Hunter D novels, comics, and films all had a heavy inspiration on the Castlevania game franchise, there has only been one Vampire Hunter D video game, released back in late 1999 and early 2000. While the behemoth is usually portrayed as half a giant bull-like monster, Castlevania 64 portrayed the behemoth with a full body in the Colosseum as a boss battle. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. There was a Castlevania arcade game released in 2009. This arcade game featured a light shooter mechanic, comparable to other arcade shooting games such as House of the Dead or Maximum Force. The summoned End Demon in the PlayStation 4 and the mobile phone ports of Castlevania. Symphony of the Night speaks of big red buttons as a reference to the tabletop game of Warhammer 40,000, in which the orcs use big red buttons to control almost all their equipment. The voice of Carrie Fernandez for Castlevania 64 was provided by Bianca Allen, also known for various voices in Ace Combat, Bloody Roar, Mobile Suit Gundam, and more. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. The voice of Reinhard Schneider in Castlevania 64 was provided by Andrew Hankinson, his sole voice role in the Castlevania franchise. The death of Dracula causing the destruction of his castle in the Castlevania games was inspired by Vampire Hunter D, in which the death of a vampire causes the destruction of their symbiotically linked castle. In the credits for the original Castlevania game, the name James Banana is a reference to the composer James Bernard, who composed the score of the 1958 Dracula film. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more. Hello, I am Carrie, and here are 3 facts about Castlevania, which you probably didn't know. The composer for the music of the original game titled Castlevania, released in 1986 for the Famicom and NES, is none other than Kinuyo Yamashita, who went on to compose the musical scores for many other video games following her work on Castlevania. In Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, Trevor Belmont, and Alucard are the same person. This is due to the Lords of Shadow Dracula being Trevor's father Gabriel, turning Trevor into a vampire to prevent his permanent death in Mirror of Fate. In both Lords of Shadow and canon Castlevania, the ending is that of a sunrise, symbolizing a new, hopefully better era, beginning as a new day. Here are 3 facts. Follow Alucard's channel for more.
Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. The name Alucard originates from the 1943 horror film known as Son of Dracula. It was revealed in Castlevania, Grimoire of Souls, that the Alucard family was not lost, but instead there was another Alucard named Hermina. Her origin is unknown due to the discontinuation of the game. Unlike his counterpart in the timeline of Castlevania, Walter Bernhard in the Lords of Shadow timeline was not a vampire. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. Generally speaking, in Castlevania games, the ending unlocked through finding all the secrets in the game is the canon ending. Purchasing items in Castlevania games has a long history in the franchise, going back to Castlevania II, Simon's Quest, in which Simon Belmont can buy various items from merchants he encounters in the game. While Castlevania Chronicles is famous for its release in 2001 as among the last games on the Sony PlayStation console, it was actually first released in Japan in 1993 on the X68000 PC. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. The giant statue from Greek and Roman myths, Talos, appears in 2 Castlevania games as a mini-boss. Those games are Castlevania Bloodlines and Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Prior to Simon Belmont in the original Castlevania, there was Christopher Belmont in the 1500s, who was featured in 2 games for the Nintendo Game Boy, Castlevania, The Adventure, and Castlevania II, Belmont's Revenge. In the Lords of Shadow timeline, the Belmont family heirloom, a small mirror which shows a person or object's true form in the reflection, as well as possible future events. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. In Symphony of the Night, the ferryman can also be viewed from afar, using the telescope in the lowest portion of the castle's outer wall. The item crash, or the extra powerful use of a sub-weapon, was first introduced into the Castlevania game known as Rondo of Blood, used by Juste Belmont. Featured as a monster in Castlevania games, Azaghal is borrowed from the Lord of the Rings prequel, known as the Silmarillion, where the name denoted a mighty dwarven king slain by the dragon, Glauron. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. The monster known as Legion is a massive conglomeration of numerous human corpses with a hive mind at its core. The core of Legion is usually a demonic brain capable of projecting deadly beams of magical light. The Castlevania monster known as Legion was inspired from the Christian story in which Jesus Christ casts many demons out from possession of a man, who then take possession of a herd of swine, who stampede off a cliff into the ocean. Unlike his canon counterpart, the Count Dracula in Lords of Shadow defeated several Belmonts who came to kill him. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. While Castlevania is famous for being on the NES, its first release actually occurred on the Nintendo PC, known as the Famicom, on a floppy disk. In the first Castlevania Lords of Shadow game, Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima was called over by the producer, Dave Cox, to assist in the making of the game as a co-producer. While Castlevania Symphony of the Night had slow initial sales, it eventually became the 3rd highest-selling Castlevania game, selling 1.27 million units from all versions except for mobile app sales. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more. Hello, this is Alucard, and pertaining to Castlevania, here are 3 facts you probably didn't know. While a high seller, the original Castlevania from 1986 is actually the 2nd highest selling Castlevania game, selling 1.56 million units, behind Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, at 1.77 million units sold. Castlevania Bloodlines, for the Sega Genesis, had the worst sales of any Castlevania game, selling only 40,000 units for the cartridge. Castlevania 64 is the only instance in which Death or the Grim Reaper flies with wings in a Castlevania game. Here are 3 facts. Follow the channel for more.